Hello everyone, this is AV Creative. Today we are trying something completely out of the ordinary. A pouring piece with some quite easy and beautiful 3D elements that come together to make a grapevine. Let me show you how. Today's episode is sponsored by Skillshare. I used that filler before on one of my paintings and I'm just wondering whether I can actually sculpt something different out of it. Well, those of you who are wondering what on earth is she doing, I'll tell you that some time ago I used that putty and I made a little penguin, actually 2 penguins, and it worked really well. If you haven't watched that video, it's one of my favorite, the link is there. And I remember when you take this and when you start touching it or playing with it or making a shape, it actually gets soft and you can form whatever you want. There are various types of grapes. These are going to be the purple ones, so I think they tend to be rounder than the green ones, if I am right. I think actually one of you lovely subscribers a long time ago requested grapes. I think I probably produced enough. My little grapes are as hard as bone now, so I'm ready to stick them onto the canvas. I've got this diamond glaze here, which is apparently very good. I used it before with jewellery pieces and it did work well. I also have this old multi-purpose glue, so I think I'm going to use this one to stick the first layer. And then I think I'm going to use the diamond glaze to stick the top layer on. I'll try really hard to stick them in the same position I planned them on the piece of paper. So first little guy is ready. So this will be my second one and I'm trying to keep the same arrangement in place. Now the grapes are ready. They are stuck solid. What am I supposed to do now? I am going to do a pour, but I'm going to do quite an unusual pour. So this is my normal paint mix. Runs off this stick so smoothly. What's in it? 1 part of paint to 1 part of my pouring medium, which is water plus PVA glue. I mix it really well and then to it I add 20–30% of Floetrol. I never measure anything, to be honest. So that's that. However, for this background, I'm going to make the runniest mix ever. And I've got certain colors. We've got purple, got some pastel yellow by Arteza. This is pre-mixed pouring paint. This is my new lovely one, sea green. Got a leftover champagne from my previous video. This is by my Artscape. This is my mid yellow that I mixed before. And we've got a combination of pale green, sienna brown and white here that I mixed myself. However, I'm going to tint them all heavily with white. So I'm basically putting white in separate containers and adding just a bit of color. Well, if you haven't seen that before, these are my mixing sticks that are over 1 year old. I keep reusing them. I keep reusing those lids as well. Purple is probably will be the largest container. I definitely don't want it darker than this. This green. So that will be my darker green. This will be my lighter green. Yellow. So as you can see, this is really small amount of each color. I think this is a bit too yellow for me, so I am going to add a drop of the champagne. Maybe let's add a bit of our new paint. So what do you think of this combination for the background? Maybe just a hint of pink, I'm thinking now. I mixed the pink, but it seems too pinky for my liking, especially for this combination. So I found coral. Okay, let's put some coral in here. It's nice mixing your own colors, you know. This will go much nicer together with these now. What do you think? Time for water now. This is almost like water. Really runny. Now, before we continue on, I would like to thank Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Skillshare is an online learning community for creatives like you and me. With thousands of classes from animation to running a creative business, they are tailored to any skill level and you can watch them from anywhere and fit your schedule. This week I've been taking the class Mastering TikTok by Taylor Lauren. I honestly did not know much about TikTok, but I have been learning about how effective it can be, and Taylor has taught me so much. From detailed analysis of the algorithm to how to pick the right subjects, I finally feel confident enough to run my own TikTok. The first 1,000 people to click the link in my description will get 1 month free trial of Skillshare Premium. That means access to every single class on offer. Huge thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. You can help support the channel by clicking the link in the description. Explore your creativity today. But before I'm going to pour the background, I actually decided to pour over the grapes with the purple that I had before, but I added water, so I'm just going to, this is the darkest purple I have, so I just want to cover those grapes a bit with this. As usual, total experiment, because I love experimenting, don't I? Maybe I use a brush. I don't really want to drip it all over the background, so let's just take a brush. I'm just going to touch them with this purple. The paint gets in like really nicely. It doesn't really matter that it bleeds a bit because the background is going to be painted anyway, and then I'm going to add some other details. If I start with some of the greens somewhere here, see how runny it is? I'm sure there'll be some more greens. Okay, let's just leave a drop, and then we have this darker green. I'm just hoping it's runny enough. Bit of this pink, some purple, maybe even here. Why don't we add some pink? Forgot the yellow. Okay. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to use a hairdryer. Yes, a hairdryer. So it might be a total mess. Okay. Apologies for the noise. Oh, that's fun, because now I can see which colors I am not too keen on. Too much of this, definitely too much of this. Quite like this here. Okay, so let's get rid of this. That's good. It's a very, very thin layer, to be honest. Now I might use a straw to control a bit of this section. So what do I need? I need a bit more of this bluey green, because that kind of imitates some air light. I'm imagining in between the branches and the leaves, there's some sky peeping through. That's pretty. I do like that section. Okay, let's just leave it. I'm going to add some of this green here and a bit of the lighter one. Oh no, I'm sorry. I just put the wrong end of the straw in my mouth. I'm sorry. That's a pretty leaf, you know. Maybe I'll do some more like this. You know, with a good straw work, you can even imitate some leaves. Well, just for, you know, using straw, I'm pretty pleased. I think I need one here, and then I will leave it to dry. Last darker section somewhere here. As I was planning adding some 3D effect to my painting, I purchased these. This is air drying clay, and this is polymer clay. I haven't used any of these. I do use regular clay, but I don't know how this one will behave. Let me just start with this one. modeling clay, oven bake. So we'll have to bake it in the oven, this one, if it works well. Let's just see how that goes. How much do I need? I traced the leaf. That's what I want. Okay, I can cut. Oh, that was easier than I thought. Okay. Oh, it's not as soft as I thought. Probably have to warm it up a bit. My hands are not very warm, it doesn't help. And see you in a few minutes. Well, that just took me 1 minute. It's actually easy. So now rolling this. Let's just start with 2 of these as my height. And I've got my rolling pin. Maybe I need it a bit thinner. How about going just with 1? I think that's the right thickness for my leaf. Let's check. Okay, that fits perfectly well. How am I going to trace it? I'm going to use a pin. I am just going to poke it all along the lines I want to cut. So once I peel it off, I'm going to cut it out with a scalpel. Hopefully it's going to be easy. Also, as you've noticed, I did not buy green. The green was just too vibrant, so I've decided on a light color, and then once it's dry, I'm going to paint it. Oh wow! Oh, I didn't know that the marker got an imprint. I've got an imprint from the marker, but before I cut it, I had a leaf. So why I'm putting it here? Because I don't have a vine leaf. So I am hoping that this one will give me similar pattern, you know, for those veins. And it's quite hard now. It's from yesterday. Okay, let's have a look. Yes. Isn't that gorgeous? And now, why, I do wonder if it's going to be easy. Oh yes, it is easy. Oh, okay, I'm happy. So now I'm just cutting the sections. And I think I will simplify some of them. So I'm just testing now whether that's the right place. I think I quite like it here. And then I would like a smaller one on this side. So I'm going to cut the smaller one and then I'll put it in the oven. I have to check for how long first. This is the leftover clay that I actually cut out from the first leaf. Maybe it's going to be enough or maybe not. So let's see if I can just make an imprint with the pen. Yes! Haha! I didn't need my needle. Awesome. Okay, this one is slightly smaller. As I said before, this is my very first time with polymer clay. I had some leftover bits and I started rolling it just like a little snake, like this. That might be useful for some little whiskers. I'm sure there's a proper name for it, those little shoots. I am going to just do a few of those small ones. I am going to use glue gun, that's what I was intending. However, I don't think I would get them so thin. So I might twist them somehow, you know, and bake them together and then later on attach them. I think that'd be awesome. Okay, so I'm going to bring the tray and I'm going to position my leaves in such a way that they won't get really flat because I want them at this angle. I'm putting some baking paper here. I also brought aluminium foil because I'm thinking if I put the aluminium foil under the leaves, then they should keep this shape. Scrunched up some foil. I think I wanted something like this on this one. To be honest, can I bake this together with the leaves or does it need like 5 minutes? Well, I can always take it out quicker, I suppose. Something like this, maybe. That's so cute. I love this clay so far. Well, let's see if I don't burn anything. Then I would like it even more. I think it was something like this. I did enjoy the process of making these. Well, okay, I have to risk it. So I'm going to do it now. While waiting for my leaves, I've decided to paint the grapes, and I think they need to be a bit more blue maybe, or just a bit more multicolored, to be honest. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to mix a bit of ultramarine, but it's too dark, so I'm going to add white. I'll just try various shades, you know, they still need some coverage. Let's just add first purple and then blue. This is really deep dark, but that's a nice color now together with the blue. I think it looks kind of more real. So let's just cover them with this, and then I'll add some other shadows as well. Now I need to decide which side is going to be lighter and which side is going to be darker. I'll put some more highlights on the left with actually a bit of blue. The darker is going to be with more purple. I also want a tiny bit of pink, you know, I want those grapes. I don't want black grapes, I want those red grapes, purple, red. I'm going to add a bit of magenta, watered down magenta. I switched my oven off and look what I have. Solid. Haha, it worked. Let's just try it out. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so happy, I'm so happy. Now we need the leaves green, don't we? I was thinking first to add some gold to the grapes, but I honestly like them this color. So the only thing I will add, just a bit of shimmer with a pale color, but that will be at very, very end. And I am also going to support the canvas from underneath. I'm going to put some board underneath because this is quite heavy. It won't fall off, but I want it straight. Well, I have to be honest here. If I wasn't so incredibly busy this week, I would have just poured the same colors over the leaves, and that will be perfect. So that's what you can do. You can just use your pouring acrylics. But because I have to upload the video as soon as possible, and I was really, really busy with my other job, I'm going to very quickly just paint over them. See how paint works. Perfect. It works very well. I don't want to put too much paint because I do want my crevices to be seen. I don't want those special lines to be seen. You see how super quick this is. I'm trying to match the other colors. They are going to be darker. However, this is my first layer. I'll wait for it to dry and then I'll come back and add some darker sections and highlights. Isn't it a nice leaf? I'm just too excited when something works out well. That's the second one. I'm seriously going to be looking into this clay because I can imagine making all kinds of things. Now these little whiskers, I think they're going to be the same color, maybe lighter. So the last part will be adding some of the branches using glue gun. I was just thinking where to put the branch. I think I'm just going to put it somewhere here. Then I want one here. So we're coming to this one. But I'm going to stick those leaves using different glue. Something that will stick them much better than glue gun. That's the gap I want to pull it through. And I think I want part of the branch to go this way. Somewhere here. So I just added the last section here. And that's it. Just a little bit of glue gun, not too much. Okay, so what's left? Just attaching those two leaves and putting some color onto the branch. For the branches, I think I'm going to use a color that I hardly ever use. This is yellow ochre. I think I'll mix it with some of the green for the leaves as well. I just want a little bit of this kind of yellow in the branch. I think I want a hint of this yellow somewhere on my leaves as well. A really small amount. So these are ready. Now once this is dry, I'm going to come back and touch it with some green. Well, in the end, I took some burnt sienna just to make the main part of the branch darker. This is the glue I'm going to use on the leaves. Put it here. Obviously I'm not gluing this raised part because this is not going to be touching the canvas. This is going to be solid enough. I think I'll hold it for a minute. It's not super glue, but still I'll just hold it. Now this baby, I have to, how was it? I think I wanted it like this. I think I'm going to actually add some glue on the grapes as well. The last one. You know what? This glue is actually seriously good. It gets stuck so well, even those bits that were quite raised and I thought it would be difficult to stick. No, perfect. Oh my goodness, I finished. Thank you so much again for those people who suggested the grapes. And I did want to do it for a very long time, but then I forgot. And when I got your messages, I just remembered, yes, time for some grapes. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this crazy creation. Not everything always goes to plan, but I hope I was able to show you how I adapted and adjusted my creative process. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and don't forget that you can get 1 month of Skillshare Premium for free by clicking on the link in the description. I have a new video every Saturday and I hope to see you there live. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye!